Hey, yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to yet another Rev live stream, a Saturday showdown for the ages, ladies and gentlemen. Tatsumaki versus Marin Kitagawa. It's gonna be a good one. I feel like it's gonna be a real banger, if you ask me. But I hope you guys are doing well today on this beautiful Saturday. Now, of course, if you're a regular, you know the drill. You simply know it at this point. But if you're new, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, we do a little attendance. We do a little thing called roll call, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you're sentient and you can hear the words coming out of my face, say something in the chat. Say something in the chat. And if you so please, you can lizard post. You can do whatever feels right. Show your sentience. And while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to like the stream. Sub if you're not already. Become a member if you're a GigaChat. If you're a Sigma, you can gift memberships just like Madachan did. 07's in the chat right now for Madachan with the 5 gifted memberships. That is 5 Revlings stronger, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the gifted memberships and welcome back. That is Sigma behavior right here. Sigma. But also, of course, it's a Saturday showdown. And you know what that means. It means that we're pitting 2 more waifus against each other. The winner of last time's showdown, Tatsumaki, is now going against Marin Kitagawa, which will also be a focus of one of the topics today when we talk about Marin Kitagawa, the feminist icon, at least according to some. But I'm very interested to see what you guys have in store for that. So vote with your super chat message. I'll be keeping a tally on the old pen and paper as per usual. And it will be a good one. Last week was a bit of a sleeper. I didn't expect Tatsumaki to win against Frieren. But she pulled out at the last second and is now facing a new contender today. So let's start with the supers here. Funky with the £5 saying, if anyone can explain the traffic cones in Boston, it's Rev. 50-50 on vote. Also, Love to Straw, who's currently chilling. I'm sure she'll pop in at some point. But thank you for the 5. Traffic cones in Boston. You'll have to ask maybe like Kirsha about that. I have no idea. I don't know. I went to Boston once. Actually, twice. And it was good. It was okay. Almost went to school there. But I didn't feel like paying $2,000 a month to live in a cockroach-infested, crappy apartment with no air conditioning. That was a bit of a bugaboo. That was a bit disappointing, but I'm going to put $250 to each for you, Funky. Starting off even. There we go. And then we got Texan Rider with the 5 saying, my vote for Marin. Okay. 5 for her. Thank you very much for that. And then we got 5 from Captain Yan Yan saying a vote for Nico Yazawa, if possible. You know what? I never even thought about that. That could be a great contender. Maybe for next time. You guys always are coming up with $1 million ideas. Look at those giga brains over there. You'll love to see it, but I hope you guys are doing well today. It's always fun to not only stream, but it's extra fun on Saturdays with the Showdown. And here's the official card, if you will. On the left, you have Tatsumaki, the reigning champion, coming back for possibly another victory. We'll have to wait and see. Then, the new contender, Marin Kitagawa. She's taken the hearts of many. Also, every waifu in this competition has been controversial on Twitter at one point or another. Absolutely. Makes it even more fun. But that's the stakes. That's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. And it's gonna be great. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Sort of. Why are those things behind? Catch up, will ya? Yo, Sen with the 5 Canadian bucks saying I vote for Nico Yazawa 2 or Tatsumaki, I guess. All right, we'll put 5 to Tatsumaki. Thank you very much for that. And goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. 07s in the chat immediately for Matachan with the $250 super chat. The big old 250 bones. Saying, I am personally guaranteeing Marin the victory. This is me throwing my hat in. Also, Rev, me and my friend are officially going to play WoW later tonight. Awesome, dude. It's on officially, and I'm going to play an orc like you recommended during Member a few days ago. Well, I'm glad I could give you some advice. I am wishing you the best. I think you guys are going to have a great time, but I didn't even play the message. There we go. Beautiful. Well, thank you. We's Orcs! That's right. I think you're going to have a great time. And for those who missed out, I did have a members-only stream on Wednesday. We just hung out, played some classic hardcore WoW. It was very fun. We had a very good time, actually. And I plan on doing more of those this coming week. It's a hit, but thank you so much, Matachan, for the 250 smackarooskies going to Marin Kitagawa. Tatsumaki stands. You got an uphill battle. A real uphill battle. Now's your time to step up. It's going to be tough sledding. Went up a level, if I remember correctly. Yes, I got a level, and I got 2 more since then. I'm back in it. I'm addicted to Classic. You can log off, but you can never truly leave. And Captain Yan Yan with the 5 additional bucks saying, come on, Rev. They be wanting to see you doing Nico Nico Ni. I know everyone here knows your model's origin here. Also, 1 vote for Yazawa again. Guys, do we do Rev versus Nico Yazawa? The ultimate waifu showdown? It might actually get my butt kicked. You guys would absolutely torture me. I know this for a fact. I know all of you too well. 100%. 100%. But thank you for the 5. And Matachan with a gifted membership as well. Thank you for that. W gifter. What did I see here? A non-drama Rev stream. That's a rare thing. It was very rare. And it was very enjoyable. No drama. Just WoW and chilling with the boys. And the single-digit % of women who watch my channel. It was good. Uphill battle? Not really. My baby Tatsu won already. We're not greedy champions. Okay, fair enough. But I believe. You never know. You never know. You're not going to like the outcome of a Rev versus Nico? No, I'm not. It's going to make me sad. If anything, I'm going to get destroyed. Chat, I'm that single digit. Who's with me? Ladies represents. It's like you, Straub, and like 10 others. It's incredible. Yo, Bry, thank you so much for becoming a Giga Revling. Setting yourself up for members-only streams. I thought about this too. I don't think I'll ever do a members-only video. I feel like any video should always be just like public. And if I want to do anything exclusive, it goes to Patreon. But a few members-only streams here and there for just gaming, just vibing. That is the way. Tomoko versus Nico. Ooh. Yeah, someone recommended Tomoko, and that's going to be a good one. Everyone likes their stinky meat, okay? It's a fact. Men cannot resist a stinky meat girl. It's science. It's science, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all the representation. Look at me. Mr. Diversity here. So many women in the chat. We're expanding. We're building. It's actually gone up, I will say. It used to be like 5%, now it's around 10%. What happened? I don't know. Must be something going on here. I don't regret it. I also have the Patreon video membership. So, yes, based. Very based. Eye bags are awesome, yes. Eye bags are peak. But what are we going to talk about today, guys? Well, we're going to talk about the Mujin stuff that was already covered in today's video. We're also going to talk about some Stellar Blade controversy. People trying to report it to payment processors. And '07's in the chat. Can't even click on it. Got it. '07's in the chat for Freedom Fries with the 20 gifted memberships, ladies and gentlemen. Based gifter W gifter. Thank you so much, Freedom Fries, for the 20 gifted memberships. You said Tatsumaki, she's cooked. We're gonna go with memberships and create 20 new Revlings. My vote is always Tatsumaki. True. You know what? That's 20 potential new people who'll be exposed to the Tatsumaki appeal. That's right. But thank you very much, Freedom Fries. Big W. And also, Obi-Wan Shinobi. Thank you for upgrading your membership to Giga Revling status. Very cool. Thank you for that. But, yeah, we're going to talk about the Stellar Blade stuff. We're also going to watch a video about Anita Sarkeesian. I think that'll be very interesting. I'll do anything for a membership, but I won't do that. You know, you're going to get sniped. Just you wait. Someone's going to snipe you eventually. Fake Rolex be getting everybody? Listen. I might have to buy a fake Rolex and flex it on Twitter after this stream. You know what I mean? It's the way. It's the way. 20 new Revlings. Bwahaha. That's how I feel. And what else are we talking about? Oh, the Marin Kitagawa. Very on point with the Showdown today. Marin Kitagawa. The male gaze. And feminism. And problematic anime characters all in one. It's gonna be a good one. And also some more Localizer drama. I haven't talked about Localizers in a minute, so we got stuff out the wazoo. So we'll get started in just a minute. And so far, we're 6 out of 20 on the daily super chat goal, which will be a little bit of a merch announcement. Nothing too specific, but a general confirmation of what's coming next. So we're already well on our way towards that. WTF ads, I know. They're the worst. They're the worst. But not if you have a membership. Maybe you get lucky. Who knows? The male gaze. No, the male gaze with a G-A-Z-E. Of course. Duh. Yo, and Black Wolf with the 5 saying, big fan of both Tatsumaki and Marin, but lean more towards Marin, so split this 2 for Tatsumaki and 3 for Marin. That's very specific, and I like it. I like it. You know what you want. And you know how you feel. Now, that didn't close the gap for Tatsumaki. But you know what? It's gonna... I believe. Alright? It's gonna be a ball game. Maybe. If you're a fan of bratty characters like Tatsumaki, today's the day. You're being called upon. But for those just tuning in, last time in our intro here, Saturday Showdown. Today, we're putting last week's winner, Tatsumaki, against my dress-up darlings, Marin Kitagawa. We'll take a tally in maybe like 20-30 minutes, and we'll do that at least one more time before the end of the stream. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. In case you just came in, I'll just say that Marin's gotten off to a blistering start. Okay, a real blistering start, so Tatsumaki fans, you got your work cut out for you. Who is that sassy lost child? A very infamous quote. Yo, and Demon Type with the 666 saying, I honestly have less respect for anyone who buys a Rolex. Just buy a smartwatch. It's more useful and probably cheaper. Also, split my dono for both. I'm telling you, people are split on this one. But yes, I just think anytime you're buying anything to flex on people, that's the big L for sure. But that's $333 for each. Thank you. And then we got 10 from Kirain, saying, not sure if I like Tatsumaki because of that one cosplayer or not. However, Frieren should have won the last battle. 6 for Marin and 4 for Tatsumaki. Apparently, this is a new thing we're doing, and I invite it. We're doing lots of splits here, okay? So that's 6 for Marin and 4 for Tatsumaki. And then we got, oh, a sticker. Goodness. I forget there's even like stickers, if that's even a thing. But that's 3 from Archer Tran. Thank you very much for the 3. And using the rare sticker feature. Very cool. And 07's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, for Madachan with the 50 additional dollars, saying, you took my advice about the Critical Gamer vid. Yes, I did. We're going to be watching it today. I'm so happy, Rev. You'll love it. Also, have another 50 for Marin to keep the guarantee up. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for the additional 50, dude. I appreciate it. And the video recommendation as well. I'm going in blind. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. It's Critical Drinker, so you already know. That's 50 more for Marin. It's becoming a blowout, ladies and gentlemen. Already. Chris with the 2 saying, flip a coin. I'm going to flip a remote. Button side equals Tatsumaki. Other side equals Marin. I'm going to flip it. It is 2 for Marin. I couldn't even make it up. I was gonna help out Tatsumaki, but it's just a blowout, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. And look who it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
It's Strawberry.
Hello.
She is alive and in the flesh. Everyone say hello, wife.
Hi.
You know, Matachan, thank you for the gifted membership as well. And then Dark Dragon with a 3-month Revling membership saying, I don't know if this counts as a vote, but Tatsumaki for me, sure. It's a Revling membership, so I'll give you a 3 to Tatsumaki. She needs it. She needs it bad.
I'm not half asleep. I actually didn't take a nap today.
You did not.
I was close, but I did not do it.
Close but no cigar.
What does that mean?
What?
Close but no cigar.
You never heard that expression before?
Maybe from you a long time ago? I don't know. What does it mean?
I don't know like what the specific
You don't
original
even know what
meaning,
you're
but I know the
saying.
context of it.
You don't even know what you're saying.
Means it came up just short.
I am short.
You are. I had to literally pause my stream last time to get something off a tall shelf for you.
Yeah, the rice.
This is true. Yo, and Lumberjack MC with the big $20 super chat saying I posted a comment on the last deme vid about straight into bowls vid defending her because she was hot, then thirsted over her the entire part of the video, completely disregarding the hypocrisy. That's very interesting. I'll take note of that. I mean, many such cases. Unfortunately, some people will be like, oh, well, she's attractive, so I don't care. Like, bro, she ain't gonna let you, okay? Like, I regret to inform you. Your efforts are in vain. There's a lot meaner things I could say, but I'm not.
Why would you say meaner things? That's mean.
More like a joke.
We're nice people here, okay? We're good-hearted, wholesome chungus.
That's me. That is literally me. But thank you, Lumberjack, for the 20. And Sensei with the 5 saying, I want to be a strawberry. Tatsu. That's 5 more for Tatsumaki. Closing the gap. It's very close. It's not. Demon time. With the 5 saying, also moment of silence for the amazing digital circus. The show will be missed, but the fandom will be not. Couldn't have said it better. I've heard like mixed opinions on the finale, but ultimately a cool idea. It's always cool to see indie shows like this succeed, but the fandom, insufferable. Absolutely insufferable. But what do we want to talk about first? Ladies and gentlemen. I think maybe some Localizer drama first. Yo, Sen with the 5 Canadian bucks saying, here's another 5 for Tatsu. Also, I'm claiming Demon's donation to be Tatsumaki too, since they did not say anything about it. With the approval of Demon Time, I'll allow it. But right now, I'm just going to put 5 down for Tatsumaki. Demon, it's your call. You have to say, fair game, I'll allow it, he says. All right. 5 more for Tatsumaki. That's some real work right there. That's not just supporting Tatsumaki directly yourself. That is trying to grab non-voting donations to bring into the pool as well. That's work that Tatsumaki has seen and she appreciates. She just texted me. She said, whoa, Sen, you're a pretty cool guy.
Wait, who just texted you?
Don't worry about it.
Excuse me, I need to see your phone right now.
Yo, and Kaze, thank you for the 3-month Giga Reveling membership saying Marin that this vote adds anything to the tally funds wise. And what dumpster fires we covering today? Well, you could add it. I did it with someone else's membership. I'm going to do it again. That's 5 for Marin. I'll be consistent.
Consistency is key.
And Kirain with the Giga Reveling membership as well. Thank you very much for that. Oh, and I would have voted for Tatsumaki, Lumberjack says. So that's 20 for Tatsumaki. We got a ball game. Thank you very much. But yeah, what are we going to talk about? The Mujin stuff. We're going to talk about Marin Kitagawa being a feminist icon. And then we're going to talk about some Stellar Blade stuff. Anita Sarkeesian video by a Critical Drinker. And also some Localizer drama. I think I'm going to start with the Localizer drama. Wow, Straub calling you out. Listen, it is what it is.
I stay calling him out.
As you should, Queen. As you should. But yeah, again, Saturday Showdown, Tatsumaki versus Marin. Vote with your super chat. We'll do a tally after this first piece I'll talk about here. And we'll see where we're at. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Alright, folks. I bet you guys love that. I was like about to speak and it just... my nose. It all just... it just arrived. It arrived and I didn't want it to. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have covered a lot of drama involving anime and manga localizers. They are infamous for not doing their job. Instead of providing faithful translations as they're trusted to do so, they go off the book and they create ridiculous translations to insert their own agendas, insert Reddit cringe humor, and try to even rewrite scenes to make them less problematic. I mean, the most infamous example ever is that from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, taking a very benign scene and adding in things like patriarchal societal demands among other feminist slop. And when it comes to this entire endeavor, just do your job. Everything would be so much better if you simply did your job. Take the original Japanese media, treat it with respect, and provide a proper translation without vandalizing it. But that is way too hard for some to realize, and unfortunately it's always been in one sort of a direction with agenda, where it seems like there's a lot of very left-leaning agenda being inserted, where the woke people on social media cheer it on because it fits their narrative. But now those same people are getting a taste of their own medicine with the translation of this right here. And as you can see, the 1-star ratings are exploding because there is a so-called problematic translation here, and people are not happy. So we're going to watch this Hiro Hey video going over this localization snafu, where people are getting a taste of their own medicine, and it is truly great.
As probably well aware, English localizers for years have taken advantage of their positions to butcher Japanese intellectual property, removing things that they deem offensive, like jokes that literally upset them so much that they remove it from the IP entirely.
If you do that, you should be instantly fired, by the way. If you change something because it upsets your delicate sensibilities in your translation, you should absolutely be fired and never have another opportunity when it comes to translations. Pretty simple.
They speak on behalf of the entire target market, which they obviously don't. It's a self-report into how egotistical, selfish, and overly sensitive these people are.
Correct.
And now we have a flip on the script, as you can see. Madam Savvy writing, they're complaining about racist chuds translating it.
Oh.
The context being a tweet that reads, "I was actually hyped to read this, but the translation upset me so much, only to then find out the translation group is racist as heck."
Uh-oh.
Now, like I always say, I just want accurate translations. And I still stand by that here.
Well, it's just like anyone else out there who is saying, I don't care if these localizers lose their jobs to AI. It's not because AI is the superior form of translations. Ultimately, a human translator is the best route. But of course, they're not doing that. And there's far too many localizers who are butchering translations for their own agenda. And people do not feel sorry if AI is replacing them. And of course, well, now we're seeing the balances shift here. And now the people who've been cheering on these butcherings of Japanese media, having it hit their favorite media, but it's now the racist chuds doing it.
That said, for the sake of entertainment, it's pretty hilarious seeing the complete inverse of what we normally see happening here and the reactions to it. So let's take a look at what's going on specifically. Oh, by the way, the tweet that Madam Savvy's responding to, the ones complaining about this stuff, got over 16,000 likes.
Dang.
For context. The series in question is Hanbun Kyodai, half is more. The description reading, being mixed race in Japan, like Kazumi, means facing daily trials of racism, microaggressions, and otherness. This is a journey of resilience, hope, and the search for coexistence. So how is the localization going for this one? Well, let's take a look here.
Oh boy.
Apparently, this is a real example. Apparently. For my little Bretta and I, our mom's is Japanese and our pops is French and shit. Response reading.
Oh jeez. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. They're getting canceled. They might be imprisoned for doing that one. It actually kind of reminds me of that old localization where they changed Big Brother to Big Brother, which was like an old one from years ago. But this one is going a different route. And it seems like it's a bit problematic for some people on Twitter.
Not to mention, they're complaining about reading fan translations. You get what you pay for. And I say that as someone who also reads fan translations. Madam Savvy, writing in response, yes, LMAO. It's just funny because we've all been subjected to these retards throwing trans flags all over fan translation stuff. But the one time some chuds have some fun, they lose it. DOP, who was complaining about this, though, here's what they say, adding to their initial complaint post. It's really upsetting me even more because they're saying that it's a proper translation of their Japanese accent. When, like, how coinkydinky that other characters with accents in several other translation are just English. But, oh, this one is different? F off. Let's take a look at another example here from a panel. The caption, it's pretty funny, to be honest, and I wouldn't get mad at it, but at least they get to taste what localization is like for us when we have to put up with woke translators.
Exactly.
So it says, sorry, I'm such a country bumpkin. I was acting like we were back home. Most people could probably tell at a glance and shit, but for my little brother and I, there's that one again. For my little brother and I, our mom's is Japanese and our pops is French and
Oh, this is a total chud victory, ladies and gentlemen. Who is this translator? I want to get their name. I want to find out who this guy is and get him a beer. You know, like, this is so funny because they're getting just a microcosm of what everyone else has been dealing with for so long, where there's like translations that are rubbing people the wrong way, but they're crashing out. But they were cheering this on for years and years because it catered to their Reddit humor, it catered to their gender identity politics and all that nonsense, where they were rewriting characters to be trans in the English translations and localizations. It's an absolute mess. So I am very glad something like this is happening, and I'm even more glad they're getting upset about it.
in this society, dim MFs refer to us type of folks as half. Another example here. What was it again? There was one blackfish in a school of redfish, but the blackfish used his unique traits, and they all worked together to chase away the bad guy. And they lived happily ever after, something like that. When I was a little kid, I used to think that was a completely true and right story. Here's some more examples if you want to take a look and pause. I'm getting tired of reading like that though, so
I'll pick up where you left off, Hirohei. So, no, I get the whole system aspect of it, but to just casually do something so life-changing, now just Yuta, it's not like I've ever had any trouble with my current name and shit. I mean, a name is your identity. "Ya wouldn't understand, sis." So there you go. I saw some people in the chat saying, "Can you please read some?" There you go. But people are really mad about, of course, the way that they're spelling some of these words and the way they're phrasing it. But you know what? It's been many years of this going the other way. So yeah, deal with it, I guess.
So I'm not going to read this out loud anymore. But yeah, there's some more examples if you'd like to take a look. And now the responses are also filled with people using the same rhetoric that EN localizers and their defenders have used for years when people criticize their corruption. Reads, for example, "But I heard artistic liberty was good and Japanese language is so complicated to translate." Marshall Beaumont going even further with the satire and sarcasm on this one, writing, "You see, Japanese is an incredibly complex and nuanced language. Ultimately, there's no way to truly translate it into English. Not to mention, we know how to understand Japanese better than the Japanese themselves. Localization elevates base manga into true art. If you had media literacy, you'd understand that." So like I said...
So, in case you don't know the reference, by the way, this was some recent controversy where a localization took Yamate, just stop, and translated it to stop fascism. And this was the explanation. So obviously it's being used ironically here, but that was a real situation where people were defending changing stop to stop fascism. And beyond that, that same scene, the localizer rewrote the entire context to fit their anti-fascist propaganda, like whatever they were trying to insert. So yeah, I appreciate the irony of posts like this, knowing the previous context of some localization drama.
It's satirical, it's sarcastic, but this is the same rhetoric. Like
Yo, Rev, you're my favorite YouTuber and shit. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Pointed out that EN localizers and their defenders, their shills, often use.
Yes.
He actually pointed that out too, wrote, "Note, these are all things I've heard localization defenders say to normal people when manga and anime is made woke by localizers." And another take like this, "The irony of reading an unofficial translation on an unofficial website without paying and then complaining." Earlier, we took a look at the OP adding on to their rant. We got another satirical response here. There's actually a lot of satirical responses. I'm just showing you a few, but let's take a look at this one real quick. "Japanese is not one-to-one."
Unironically, these responses are the definition of media literacy, which these woke people love to use. Like, they're understanding the context, they're bringing in past controversies to fit this situation. It's very self-aware. I love it.
English. So accurate translations are not always possible, and so some degree of interpretation and creativity is needed to make the final result fit the culture of the new target audience. If you don't like it, learn Japanese yourself.
Yep.
Again, the sort of stuff that the EN localization defenders always say to people rightfully criticizing their corrupt works. And a few more comedic examples here. "Ahem, it's just small changes that add personality. Why do you care? Just learn Japanese, chud. They just added flavor to the original boring text. I don't see what the problem is. One-to-one translations are impossible, and localization is necessary to make dialogue feel natural." And then back to Madam Savvy once again. She responded to the OP writing, "Now if only your kind consistently called out this kind of thing. Like when you do it, that would be great. But oh well, point and laugh." Now,
of course, you're expecting a lot from these sorts of people, these shills, these localizers, and all of their sycophants. You're expecting a lot if you're expecting them to have self-awareness. They're not even realizing this is the stuff they've been excusing and even cheering on for years. So yeah, it's a taste of their own medicine.
User having no good response, just trying to get offended at how Madam Savvy said, quote unquote, "your kind," as if it's some sort of like racial implication, when Savvy's clearly talking about how leftists subvert intellectual property. But of course, this person lacks the critical thinking and media literacy to understand the point. Anyways.
Yeah, you hate to see the lack of media literacy right there, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it's great, okay? If these localizers want to play this game and their sycophants on social media want to prop that crap up, they can go for it. No one can stop them, but I think it's hilarious when the tables turn and now it's happening to them. They're seeing things in translations they don't like of their favorite content, and now they're upset. Well, you reap what you sow. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and nobody feels sorry for localizer sycophants and things of that nature being tarnished for them when they've cheered other media being tarnished endlessly. But that's the Localizer situation, ladies and gentlemen. Shout outs to Hirohei, especially for reading all of those quotes with that wonderful inflection there. Really appreciate it. Let me catch up on some supers here. David Martinez with a 5 saying, wait, Marin a feminist icon, but she loves Gojo and they're as straight as can be. Marin for me. Yeah, we'll get into that. It's a very messy situation. Also just a giant reach in general. Cry Quangos. Agreed. That's 5 more for Marin Kitagawa. Then Freedom Fries. You said you wouldn't do it. You said Tatsumaki already won last week and it's no big deal, but you're giving 20 for Tatsumaki. I also like the use of emojis there. Very clever. But thank you, Freedom Fries, for the 20, and that is 20 towards Tatsumaki. Thank you, thank you. Then Mr. King with the 10 saying One Punch Man is one of the best mangas / stories in my opinion. Too bad it only got 1 anime season. Oh well, Tatsumaki, good sir. Is that like because they fell off a cliff after season 1? Understandable. But I will give 10 to Tatsumaki. Am I smelling a comeback in the works, ladies and gentlemen? Could it be? Possibly. And Team Time with the 2 saying you can't convince me the TN, the translation, isn't a shit post troll. Probably. It probably is. Yeah, I would imagine. Someone who's aware of everything going on. Season 2 gets hated on too hard. Yeah, it was kind of, it's kind of how it went for a lot of people. It was like the trendy thing to hate on for a minute.
What was?
One Punch Man Beyond Season 1.
Oh.
Season 3 is undeniably horrendous, though. Yeah. Yeah, that one I think is a little more universal, but Season 1, I still remember watching Season 1 all those years back, right when it came out, and it was a banger. One of the best openings. Just made you want to lift heavy things, you know? Yo, and Cooch with a $10 super chat saying, my point to the future red vote, even if it's a fail. Yeah, guys, I think that's the ultimate showdown, right? We're kind of like progressing through the waifu battles here. Eventually, you know where it's going to end. It's going to be me versus the supreme champion of all. And I'm going to win. Dang it.
You're so humble.
I'm the most humble. Always the most humble. Therefore, I win. I win again. But look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We're already 18 out of 20 on today's Super Chat goal. You'll love to see it. Rev and Straub versus Tomoko and Nico. A tag team match. Oh yeah, what about Straub? We'll put Straub in. She better win. If I ever put Straub in one of these and she lost, I would rage quit. I'd never come back. I'd go out for another round of a carton of cigarettes and not stream for the next year.
I'd be scared.
Is that what you want? Vote for your Straub now. Post a strawberry in the chat. Heat it up a little bit. Yo, and can we get some 07s in the chat immediately for the Squatch with the $50 super chat saying Tatsumaki, but it is funny with the shoe won the other foot with localization. Yeah, that was definitely a taste of their own medicine. A lot of people have been getting a taste of their own medicine recently. That is a satisfying thing to see. But thank you for the 50 smackaroos, my guy. And you know what? 50 to Tatsumaki. The gap is closing. Okay? I think we'll do like one more thing. Do you want to tally now or in a little bit? Up to y'all. Up to y'all. We'll see what you're thinking. Yeah, look at all those strawberries. Look at all those strawberries.
I want to tally now.
You want to tally now. Do you want to like talk to the chat for a minute?
Sure, but I'm about to auction off a balloon.
I love that for you.
Hello, chat. Hold on, chat.
I'll let you chat for a couple minutes.
I'm currently at an auction on the internet on my game.
Okay, you're live in front of 10,000 people right now.
No, I'm not.
Oh, my heart!
You wish.
My heart!
I'm not getting any bids, chat.
Do you need me to do this right now, or do you want to like, come back and do this
No,
another time?
I'm talking to chat.
You're literally playing Yo World while you're supposed to be talking to my
No bids
chat.
1, no bids 2, no bids. It doesn't matter because nothing's sold. Nobody wanted my balloon. Chat.
Do you see what I deal with, chat?
Chat, I'm so sad.
Read the supers! There's your bids!
I know! Funky with the 2. That will never beat Strawberry. Back to Twitch cigarette days. Let's
and
go.
by the way, someone right before the stream, like an hour or two ago, gave me a tier 3 sub on Twitch. So I say, his name was Maddie. Thank you, Maddie.
Ayo.
And a tier 3.
Ayo.
Oh, it's heating up!
18 wheels and a drone 26 with a 2158. Very specific. Thank you for the orange. What are the oranges for?
Ooh.
Put you versus Straub Tatsumaki. That goes to Tatsumaki.
Oh boy.
Me versus Straub. That's scary. I don't want to get my feelings hurt. I don't want to get my feelings hurt, chat. Shield Clock with the 5 said Straub and Marin.
Okie dokie.
Let's go. And Z-Man.
Oh, Sevens in the chat for Z-Man.
With the 50.
Z-Man.
Saying, hey everyone, I just got done celebrating Father's Day / my dad's birthday today.
Yay.
Aw, congrats. Also, sorry Rav, my vote was going to go to you, but if Straub is getting thrown into the mix, my vote's gotta go to her. Sorry man, no hard feelings. Aww.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Also, happy birthday, Z-Man Dad.
Also, this person, the Mata-chan, the one that did the big donut earlier, said that was me. I'm Maddie Bear on Twitch.
Aw, well thank you, man.
Poggers, thank you. And 18 wheels and a John 26 with another 689. Once again, very specific. Said, get well soon, Straub. Tatsumaki. Lizard, 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 lizard,
Give him a
lizard.
couple. Yeah, give him a couple.
Lizard, 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 lizard. Lizard, lizard, lizard.
And
Thanks,
now
guys.
the chat drops to 0 viewers.
No, the view count goes up when I come on.
It's true.
Is Straub taller than Tatsumaki, though? How tall is Tatsumaki?
I don't think so. Google it.
Let's see. How
Fact
tall
check.
is Tatsumaki? She is range anywhere from 4'6" to 5'4". Okay, well I'm not 4'6", but the highest range I'm shorter than 5'4". I'm technically 5'2".
I think she's shorter than 5'4". Like she's really short.
Yeah.
In the
This
anime.
is just their estimates. I'm 5'2.5", okay? And yes, the half matters.
No, it doesn't.
The half counts.
They
tall.
round down.
Do they round down or do they round up? I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
I just remember them telling me I was 5'2.5", and I said, "Wow, very cool." Claw of the Fallen with the 5. Sorry, Rev, you're cute, but Lilith from Darkstalkers is the only true waifu for me. You got Straub. Heart, by the way. This is Brazilian real. 5 equals $1.
Thank you.
Let's go.
One more for a third party.
Let's freaking go. And Skylar's with the 5. 5 for Leaflet, because who the F is Leaflet?
Who the F is Leaflet?
I can just imagine Asmil saying it. And her new song is amazing. Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
I gotta see that one too.
It's like the Idol one or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should look up it. Nice.
Leaflet's Serenity song.
Lizard. Lizard, 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 lizard. Yep.
All right, guys, we'll give you like 1 more minute to get your supers read by the Straub. So we got like a couple for Straub right now, 5 for Leaflet, a little bit for Lilith.
It's only for Tatsumaki versus Marin.
And we got like 10 for Nico Yazawa.
Wait, who for Lilith? Oh, Lilith from Dark. Okay, I don't know who that was.
Yes.
When I hear the name Lilith,
Ooh.
it sounds like something. You know what I was going to say.
Yes.
Lumberjack with the membership. Welcome to the Revelings.
Yes.
You are now one of us. One of us. One
Gooble
of us.
Gobble. Google gobble.
One of us. One of us. Okay, you ready?
Let me do a tally.
Oh, he's doing a tally. He has to do his math.
Okay. Ooh.
His math.
Thanks a lot, 18 wheels on a drone.
Thanks a lot. You made it.
Sense.
Yeah, you made it real difficult.
Okay. I'll start with Marin.
I can't believe nobody bought my balloon. It was a Canadian balloon. Why do I even have a Canadian balloon? I don't know, chat. I don't know.
Okay,
He's doing his
Marin
math.
is tallied.
Ooh, I got a golden goose. Have you guys ever played Yoville? I feel like the odds someone watching right now has to have played it before, or at least heard of it. It was my childhood, okay? And I have returned to my game. To my childhood game. 5 from the Chocolate Blanc. Blanc. I just joined and heard you guys mention Leaflet, so here's my money. Thanks for the 5. Who the heck is Leaflet? Thanks. Cadbur with the 5 for Balloon-chan. Thank you. I can't believe you guys haven't heard of it. You guys don't know good stuff, obviously. And Funky with the 2. Just look how cute Straub makes Rev look. Yippee! 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 And Z-Man with the 10, thank you. So question for Rev, have you ever thought about playing Warframe? If not, would you ever try playing it?
Possibly.
What's that?
It's a game.
Also, where can I buy this balloon Straub keeps talking about? You'd have to go on yoworld.com. It's called YoWorld now. It used to be called Yoville. But I was trying to sell my balloon at an auction and no one wanted to buy my balloon. But that's okay. I sold a lot of things today at the auction.
That's fantastic news for you.
I have almost 30 million coins right now.
Wow.
Actually, over. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty cool. Mate-chan with the 5. 5 more for Marin.
That's
Also,
good.
I'm 6'7" in shoes.
Goodness.
Wow.
You want to spare a few?
No, I like my short king. You're tall to me.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
You're
tallied
perfect.
up.
Perfect height for me.
All right. Voice changer off. You know, and Alan, thank you for the 5, saying 5 for Asuna from Blue Archive. Good choice. LOL, Mujin really be thirsty for that deme. He could pull anyone, but choose to go after women that are not even into. I mean, she kind of like made fun of him with the whole Psychono situation. But are you guys ready for a tally here? Thank you for the 5. Oh, we are not ending soon. I clicked on the wrong thing. There we go. All right, guys. Start with Tatsumaki. Tatsumaki. The green-haired brats is off with 163.30. Yes. $163.30. Sorry, we're not ending. Hold. But then Marin Kitagawa is sitting at a cool $344.33. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's still possible. Okay? It's still possible. Tatsumaki is not out of it yet. Alright? It may look grim, but it's not over yet. Okay? It's not over. Marin sweep. No. Guys, it was a lot worse. Okay? In the last, 20 minutes, the gap has closed significantly. Okay? At least, half of the ground is covered. Alright? I told you I guaranteed Marin the victory. Never say never, chat. There's a very dedicated Tatsumaki stan who's ready to pop off. Maybe. But that's the situation. Yo, Shinji with the 10 saying, hey, Rev and Straub, did you guys talk about the situation where Reset Era tried to get Stellar Blade 2 banned by reporting the game to Visa and MasterCard, or am I too late to the party for that one? No, you are not too late. I'm going to talk about that. Probably not next, but one of the following. But it's on the agenda for today. Thank you for the 10. And Z-Man with the 5 saying, also, if I can vote more than once, then both this message and the last one are for Straub. Thank you very much for that. She appreciates that. She's tallying up more, ladies and gentlemen. And then Obi-Wan Shinobi, 5 for Genkai from Yu Yu Hakusho. Otherwise, she'll kick my behind if she is old as dirt. You know what? Anything with Yu Yu Hakusho is a great choice. I highly recommend that to anyone who wants a great older anime. And Shinji, also thank you for the membership at Revling status. Thank you very much for that. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. And last but not least, Demon Time with a 5 saying, I think the reason people think Straub makes Rev's model smile more is just that her voice makes Rev's smile look cuter. It's like a placebo effect. Yeah, something like that. Something like that, chat. But let's see here, folks. I'll let you decide. What do you want me to talk about next? Either the deme situation, more Mujin situation, or the Stellar Blade situation. I'll let you just vote with your words in the chat real quick. Oh, sevens in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness gracious. Sen with the 100 Canadian Smackarooskies, saying my last donation will be for Tatsumaki. I'm also claiming Shinji's 10 since they did not vote anything. Shinji, it's up to you. If you confirm, that's 10 more for Tatsumaki. Up to you entirely. Up to you entirely. But thank you so much for the 100 Canadian bucks, Sen. I appreciate that very much. Let me get the precise number. Because we're all about accuracy.
It's going to be more, right?
No, it's the other way.
Oh.
That is 70. 70 Smackarooskies for Tatsumaki.
That's the beast.
Closing the gap. Thank you very much.
Crazy.
For that. 10 for green-haired cutie, okay. Shinji, it was your call and you made the call. That's 10 more for Tatsumaki. And ladies and gentlemen, it is heating up. And Oliver with the 10 saying I voted for the elf hag last week and now I must stay true to my blonde loyalty and vote for my favorite blonde nerd, Marin, so she can use it for more of her good cosplays. A man who knows what he wants. 10 more for Marin. Alright, fine. I will, Kirain with the 10 saying Stellar Blade first, please. I need to morally defend Eevee. 10 for Marin, please. 10 more for Marin. Yeah, I was kind of distracted by, the 07s there. Let me see. Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade. Alright, Stellar Blade. We'll cover Stellar Blade next. Alright, let me pull it up. Okay, I pull it up.
About this?
Oh, yeah.
Does it ever end?
Does anything end? We're on, like, part 57 of the deme situation. We're on part 35 of the Stellar Blade Blood Rain situation. It just never ends. But let me pull this up. Oh, sevens in the chat!
What on earth?
Oh, sevens in the chat! Immediately! Ladies and gentlemen, Matachan with the 160 smackaroos straight to the dome, saying, to quote Super Perfect Cell again, when he's launching his Kamehameha, Tatsumaki has no chance. She has no chance. Thank you very much for the additional 160, my guy. That is very, very generous of you. I appreciate it greatly. It's Mr. Super Perfect Cell. Correction has been made. But thank you very, very much for that. Yeah, plenty of 07s in the chat. We'll do another tally after the Stellar Blade stuff here in a second. And we'll look at the massacre that is playing out here. Straub will get a nice meal tonight.
Yeah?
Well, if you want. We do have some pizza.
I want chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings, huh?
Would that be okay?
Yeah, that'd be okay.
Okay.
Good. All right, guys. Not only do your supers go towards... That's your... It's like a reward.
Well, it's like when you like steak or something. I'm like, I want chicken and dumplings.
There we go. I think that was the final blow, but we'll wait and see. Jovan Perkins, Shungoku Tatsu, and Adorkable Straw. More for Straw, but I'm going to count that towards Tatsumaki. There we go. 2 more there. Thank you very much. But yeah, I got these written down. We'll do another updated tally after this. So I want to quickly talk about the Stellar Blade Blood Rain situation. As you guys are plenty aware, people are whining about the design of the new main protagonist for this franchise, which is, of course, Eevee. Okay? We've seen people try everything to demonize this character, but now they're stooping to a new level, a new low. Reporting the game to payment processors like Visa and MasterCard in the hopes that they'll get this game removed from platforms selling it. This is a new level of cope. They're so mad about this design and the related discourse. They're literally contacting the evil empire, which is Visa and MasterCard. Okay? Diabolical behavior. And it's like, no matter how many adults, cosplayers, almost create a one-to-one replica of the character, no matter how many people like Vera Dark talk to the CEO of Shift Up, who says the character is around 23 to 25 years old, it does not stop their delusions that this is a toddler and that there's something incredibly wrong going on with this game. And the worst part of it is it's not just their own delusions, they're making it your problem, right? And we've seen Kotaku among them saying Shift Up CEO brushes off complaints that Stellar Blade Blood Rain's protagonist looks too young while promising even more appealing outfits. Now, of course, this comes from a statement where the Shift Up CEO said that Eevee would look younger and shorter than Eve, which, in the minds of Looney Tunes, meant, oh, she's a child just like we've been claiming. But you can see the framing of the article, and this is the end, and it's diabolical. I've reread these comments several times, and it just comes across as evasive nonsense to me. Kim's response doesn't really address Eevee's appearance, nor her overtly sexualized poses in the trailer, beyond stating that she is younger and smaller in size. Kim did, however, talk about the new outfits that will be available for Eevee in Stellar Blade Blood Rain. It will be even more appealing, that's all we can say. Good lord, I hope more appealing doesn't mean what I think it means in this context. The jiggle physics present in the reveal trailer were disturbing enough. Thank you very much. This Kotaku journalist, one of the 3 remaining at that place, is having a panic attack over Eevee and how she was presented in the reveal trailer. The height of consent kicking in? Absolutely. Yeah, Kotaku is not just big mad, they're big soy raging about this one, ladies and gentlemen. They're very upset about this. But you know what? You know who's based? You know who's handling this right? The Shift Up CEO, who's just pressing W. They're just moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. And they are not bowing down to this nonsense. In fact, it appears ever since the Kotaku nonsense, he's been having a good time on Twitter, reposting all kinds of arts of Eevee, including this right here. A viral post. He reposted it right here. And there's actually an English translation in the replies of the original post that says, I look like a kid, ? Basically, check this out. And this, referring to her curves. Can you still say that after seeing these? Definitely adults, but yeah, a brat, undoubtedly. Which, that's some Tatsumaki energy right there, right? But incredibly based, okay? They are very aware of this discourse. And not only are they moving forward with the creative direction they want, they're mocking the outrage, which is great. Yeah, based? Very good stuff. But you know what's not based? What's happening right here. Some Stellar Blade fans have spotted that some users on Reset Era and other groups are reporting the game to payment companies like Visa and MasterCard. They want to boycott the game, especially after Shift Up will reveal more outfits and content for the game that they think the protagonist is too young. They started by banning discussion of the game altogether. Now users there claim to be reporting it regularly. So we've actually gone to that next step. And as you can see, there's a post from that forum, which is a very woke gaming forum, saying, I reported this game to Visa and MasterCard, so hopefully major retailers and digital storefronts won't be allowed. They are actually going to that length. They are roping in the payment processors, which, scarily enough, is effective. We have seen this work. Okay, will it work here? I don't think so, but it's the effort that is so offensive here, right? But I appreciate this comment saying reporting the game to payment processors isn't a boycott. They don't want to choose not to buy the game. They want to choose for you to not buy the game. Authoritarian nonsense, the result of not being able to slap the crap out of people through the internet. Yeah, that is the most important part. It's not that they don't want to play the game. They want to take away your choice to play the game. That is authoritarian nonsense. A normal person comes across something they don't like and they move on. These people say, I want to dictate whether or not people are allowed to even have a chance to support the thing I think is so problematic. This behavior, if it sounds familiar, well, we've covered this before, but here's one great example. Collective Shout, okay? A small group of feminists in Australia who have been able to get games successfully removed from multiple platforms, including Steam. And how they do this is pretty much the same every time. They contact the payment processors, who then go to the platforms and say, if you don't remove this problematic content, we're going to pull our services, which would effectively bankrupt any platform. Visa and MasterCard own like 90+% of payment processing on the internet. So this is a strategy we've seen before that actually works. And it works even only when only a small number of people are doing it, which is always concerning. Even a small number of people doing this can have a big effect. Also, if you forgot about Collective Shout, who whines about problematic video games, it's the same group that cheered on the Netflix quote-unquote film Cuties and said it was a powerful protest against the sexualization of girls, as the film sexualized real girls around the age of 12. Hundreds of them, by the way. People forget that. It's not just the movie itself. They had an audition process where they had, it was something like 600 young girls auditioning for their quote-unquote film about a child twerking competition. Okay? These are sick people. They defend that. But when it comes to your problematic video games, including stuff like Grand Theft Auto, by the way, they're contacting payment processors to bully them off of platforms. And successfully, I might add. But you can see some other posts from the same forum, and it's really just like the same stuff we see on Twitter, but like really concentrated. This person says, it's effing wild to me that people are still desperate to give Shift Up some kind of a pass even now. This wasn't a mistake. They didn't accidentally make her young. There's no, maybe they didn't realize, or I didn't understand why they would do this. There is no, why can't they just be normal? This is their normal. This is who they are. This is what they've always been. Hey man, cool it with the racism already, okay? But they continue on saying, the studio that wants to portray women as naive, childlike, and subservient sex dolls. The studio that panders to insecure South Korean incels because their artist drew a hand that they think might be mocking them personally. The studio that allegedly fired 2 women for being feminists. Based. The only evidence of this online now seems to be the chud celebrating the firings, as her Twitter has been deleted after presumably getting brigaded. Based. But based on who Shift Up are and the situation in South Korea, it's easily believable. It's what a gaming culture of giving disgusting content a pass. But the gameplay was good, the story was good, I can separate the art from the artist, ends up leading to a lot of the time. Yeah, this is a terrible place, Reset Era. I mean, it's some sort of like an intermediary between Twitter and Blue Sky, in my opinion. It's not quite as deranged as Blue Sky, but it's pretty close. But yeah, that's the Stellar Blade situation right now, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah. Let's catch up on some supers, and then we'll move into, I think, the Marin Kitagawa stuff. If this is all loaded up properly. It appears like it is. Cool, cool, cool.
Do you want this?
Yeah, if you want to read supers, I'll order that.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Un momento, por favor. Okay. Straub, do your thing.
Okay.
Scusi.
I get chicken and dumplings.
Oh, this was good last time.
That was really good last time. I like Cracker Barrel chicken and dumplings. Okay. Intimidator with the 5. Hope you're having a good weekend so far, Rev/Drop. We are. My only gripe is the NASCAR Cup race at the Coronado Naval Base is only available on Amazon Prime. Oh, I'm sorry. That's sad. You don't have Amazon Prime? I feel like everyone has Amazon Prime, but I guess I'm wrong. Thanks for the 5. And 5 from Keyrain. The height argument is so stupid. If you watch the trailer back, she is literally the same height as all the other women.
Well, they're all just child-coded then.
I mean,
them's the rules.
Apparently, women in real life are child-coded if you're short enough and have enough stuffed animals in your room.
Or you have freckles, or you have certain hairstyles.
Or if you're just Asian.
Or if you're just Asian in general. Or you're youthful, or you take care of yourself. You know.
Many such cases. Yep. 18 wheels and a drone with the 1245 for Tatsumaki. Saying, banks, purchasers, and PayPal shouldn't have a say in legitimate purchases. People who harass said companies about that should have all their cards canceled for their conduct.
True.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It's like, it's one thing if, okay, I get you don't want to be involved in like a drug transaction or something, like some black market stuff, but everything else should be fair game. If it's legal, it should be fair game. You know? And Keyrain, sorry if I'm butchering that, with the 10, the day that woke people actually research what they speak on and use logic in their argument is the day hell freezes over and we all get a free $1 billion. Marin for both my donos. Okay, so 15 to Marin total.
15 to Marin.
Thank you. Yeah, I find that, like a lot of the opinions I held when I was a lot more liberal, they have no logic behind them whatsoever. I'm going to be completely honest. It was all emotional manipulation and just made no sense. Or like just like brainwashing.
Give me one more second to tally and then I will take over the reins again unless you're selling something.
I'm trying to sell something, yes, because I just sold 2 of these costumes. I didn't realize they were worth this much. I sold them for like $750K a piece. That's a lot if you didn't know. Ahem. Shinji with the 2. I feel insulted as an Asian over this hype BS. Yeah, I mean, don't let it make you feel any type of way. These people are dumb. Don't listen to them.
Facts.
It's ridiculous, honestly. Like, people talking about how they think, like, Asian women look like they're 12 or something, or like, oh, you're pedo bait, like how people would talk about, I know we always talk about Yuki, but it's because it's true, because everyone attacks her, and they're like, oh, you're pedo bait, blah, 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 you can't cosplay, you can't pout in your cosplay photo. Now that's just so bad. It's like,
you know what you're doing. No?
No, it's just like, also just like what she's doing is she's trying to be cute. Now you can't
look like the character.
Well, that too, but it's just like, as a woman, you're not allowed to want to be cute because that's like pedo bait, apparently.
It's pedo coded.
Like, sorry that I am a woman and I like feminine things and cute things. Sue me. Ugh, jeez. The internet's so insufferable.
That it is, wife. That it is. Voice changer off. Jarvis, turn off the voice changer. Alright, guys, we got a new tally. Tatsumaki has made a comeback. I'm afraid not enough. At 247.75. On any other Showdown, this would probably seal the deal. but not today. Marin Kitagawa is up to $544.33. So Tatsumaki at $247 and Marin at $554. The gap has closed by about 2% since the last one. Let's be honest, Tatsumaki is dead in the water. Maybe. It's looking that way. It's looking that way, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't think Tatsumaki is making it to next week. Unfortunately. It is what it is. Yo, and Jovan Parkins with the 2. Saying, Jovan Parkins here. Hi, Straub. Strawberry. Straub.
Hello. You always say that. You always announce yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Jovan Parkins here.
I love it.
I think it's funny.
Me too.
Order is placed. Oh, I'm so hungry. I kind of forgot I ate really early.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Why is it playing these old... Well, that's fine.
Yeah, like, think about it. I ate it, at noon.
Yo, and Team Time with the 5 saying they are all about women having freedom to look and do what they want. Then they are like, no, not like that. P.S. Next dono picks for me. Oh. All right, noted. Thank you very much, Demon. But next, what are we going to talk about here? I think the Marin situation. But next, Super decides that previous 5. This is just an atrocious thumbnail. Goodness gracious. Take it in, ladies and gentlemen. What have we done wrong? Yo, and Sen with the 2 saying Tatsumaki. Okay, so that's 7 more for Tatsumaki. We're taking little steps. Little steps. They still believe. 18 wheels and a drone with the 2 saying Tatsumaki. That's 2 more. The fire is rising, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We will, we'll let the supers obviously keep running, but we'll do another tally in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But let's get right into this. So I've seen a lot of discourse over the past couple of years about My Dress-Up Darling, and in particular, the character Marin Kitagawa. And when I saw this tweet, I knew we were in for an absolute disaster. This tweet saying, we cannot be serious, bro. It's legit like clockwork. Referring to the fact that problematic characters are often reclaimed as feminist icons or girl bosses or whatever, years after being demonized and portrayed as something awful by those same users. And I think this thumbnail right here really sums it up, right? My Dress-Up Darling, a feminist masterpiece. And this is a real video, and we'll watch some short clips from it. It's a disaster. But, of course, the replies are pointing out some very obvious statements here. Video essayists are people too. Weren't they calling Marin pedo bait? These poser clowns, I swear. I don't remember feminist being pro getting married and having kids. I must have missed that part. Yeah, classic feminist trope right here. Getting married, having kids. The cope is absolutely insane. This is a sort of breakdown that we see with many characters. Bayonetta is a great example, where it begins, this is gross objectification. It's for incels. Actually, it's fun. Let us enjoy it too, incel. Actually, this is for the girlies. And then, this always belonged to us. You are the invaders. And that is where we are right now. We're basically right before the final stage. Now Marin Kitagawa is a feminist icon. But flashback to a few years ago, we had posts like this saying, if you need to treat women like sex objects to get good views, then maybe you're just a bad writer. Now this user is not only whining about My Dress Up Darling, but doing so not even knowing the author is a woman. So it is a complete self-own. And let's just remember the other controversies, like the fact that My Dress Up Darling, when the anime came out, was accused of racism and blackface because Marin had a tan in one of the episodes. The drama was insane. And it's very interesting to see how this is being rewritten, the narrative, all these years later. And here's the video in question. And for some context, they're trying to frame their analysis around the idea of the male gaze. That is a very, very ridiculous phrase. I've never heard it not uttered by terminally online people, but that is the framework for their entire analysis here. Let's give it a quick listen.
People throw around the term male gaze, but how many of you have actually read what it comes from? I have.
Don't need to.
Laura Mulvey's 1975 article, Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema, is the origin of male gaze, and it outlines exactly what Mulvey thinks qualifies. Are critics right that Marin Kitagawa is the victim of male gaze and flagrant objectification? Or does the show's fan service avoid those pitfalls? The only way to find out is to actually go through Mulvey's paper and see what applies and what doesn't. People have spoken a lot.
So I'm going to give you a bit of a TLDR. They use this framework to say in some cases it appeals to the male gaze, but not in every case. But overall, we're not really sure, and as we'll see later, the creator of this video just dismisses everything and says, well, Marin Kitagawa is a problematic character, therefore this whole analysis was a waste of time, and truly a modern audience moment right there. But imagine my shock when the ecchi anime has fan service. Oh, whoa! I cannot believe this is happening. Fan service in my ecchi anime? I can't believe this. And there were fans, quote-unquote fans, of the anime when it came out, who were saying that this was their comfort show, but they thought the sexualization of Marin Kitagawa was problematic. Like, how do you have those things together? It's like getting a cheeseburger and saying the burger is problematic, but they love the whole thing. It makes absolutely no sense. But here is some of the related quotes that are used as the framework of this analysis relating to the male gaze. And here is the author of that quotes, and it all adds up. But we've had this discussion before about the male gaze in anime, even with specific reference to My Dress Up Darling. And as you can see by the like to dislike ratio, that did not go over very well. And when applying it to My Dress Up Darling, at the end of the day, if you don't like the fan service or you're crying about the male gaze, this simply was not the anime for you. But as I pointed out earlier, okay, the entire analysis of this video claims in some aspects it follows the male gaze, but doesn't really, because at the end of the day, they're partners in their hobby, right? They're working together to do this stuff. It's not all on Marin. It's not all on him. They are a happy couple experiencing a hobby together. And again, this atrocious thumbnail is literally burning my eyes. But that is kind of the framework. I'm saving you roughly 16 minutes of commentary where it's just playing fan service on a loop. I'd probably get bonked by YouTube for playing this whole video anyways. But of course, there's one arc I want to point out here. It's this one right here. The Juju Paradox, where we have this character that he almost breaks down in tears talking about because he believes they completely ruined her. They completely demoralized her as a character because she was presented with fan service, but they didn't do anything too intellectual with it. They didn't have some overarching theme like they do with the other characters. She was just there for fan service, and that was such a bummer to the video's creator that he basically says they treated her like garbage. I mean, like treating her like she's real or something. But this is the ultimate payoff. After listening through 16 minutes, we get to the conclusion. And it's just a modern audience moment right here.
So after all that, is My Dress Up Darling a feminist masterpiece that sets out to challenge our understanding of the male and female gaze? No, probably not. Maybe it's just uneven and non-committal. When you think about it, this video is pretty dang contradictory too. There's actual feminist theory at the center, sure, but I've played into the gaze in the way I've edited it, so whatever I'm arguing has just as many holes and contradictions as the source material.
So basically, this was all for nothing. Yeah, all that analysis, and keep in mind, he went through his little framework here with the male gaze and said it appeals to it most of the time. But now it's like, it doesn't matter. Well, I want 16 minutes of my life back, but this is the real kicker.
Does that negate the video? Or does that make it a pretty good representation of My Dress Up Darling, warts and all? Sometimes things don't neatly fit categories or check every single point on a list, but you shouldn't write them off entirely because of it. This series is a celebration of people like Marin who enjoy things that may be a bit, messy. Even though it's not a feminist masterpiece, there's still something valuable to take away from works like My Dress Up Darling, or Slippery Girls too. I did forget to mention one thing that's kinda important. Marin is a high schooler. For the record, there's nothing feminist about that at all. I just didn't want to lead with it because it kinda destroys the entire discussion. But hopefully this was informative anyway.
And there you have it, folks. At the end of the day, she is problematic. Therefore, none of this mattered. Yeah, also messy. Her hobby is messy. What are you talking about? But yeah, that's the end of the video. You didn't even have to watch the near 17 minutes up to that part. He just goes, wait a second. This character is problematic. Oops. Forget everything. I've never had a rug pull like this. This is like a crypto rug pull right here. Okay, I sat down and watched this whole video. I will never get these 17 minutes of my life back for nothing. Just for the modern audience and this modern audience mouthpiece to tell me, it's problematic. None of this matters. And the comment section is very funny. All the top comments roasting it, saying, as I suspected, Cole. I curse the coronavirus for letting this video happen. Yes, unfortunately, COVID weebs are a epidemic that came out of that. The level of cope is insane. Just because feminists can't make anything good doesn't mean you can claim stuff that's good not by feminists. Here's another one saying, anime with fan service made to cater to otaku is being claimed by people who hate fan service and otaku culture for the billionth time. I'm so effing tired of North American anime fans. And that ultimately is the takeaway from this. Total Cole alert, ladies and gentlemen. This was a real masterpiece. It wasn't a feminist masterpiece, but it was a masterpiece for our entertainment. So Yeah, too long didn't read version of events here. Marin Kitagawa, problematic. Feminist sort of analysis, irrelevant because she is problematic. So there you go, folks. That was a nice tie-in to today's events with this Waifu Showdown. But let me catch up on some supers and we'll get into the next thing. We got 5 from Gabe saying, I made it to the stream on lunch break. Did you watch Phantom's music video yet? Also, need me daily desu. Because I'm getting withdrawals, scratch, scratch. No, I did not see Phantom's music video yet. I'll have to check that out. But there's your daily desu. I hope your withdrawals end soon. Then we got 5 from Freedom Fry saying, this color matches my waifu's hair. Well, there we go. With the green, 5 more for Tatsumaki. Fighting till the bitter end, ladies and gentlemen. And then Gabe with the 2 saying both of my super chats go to Tatsumaki. So that is 7 more for Tatsumaki. The gap closes, ladies and gentlemen. Then Funky with the 2 pounds saying, anyone remember the female gaze of Diet Coke ads? I did not see that. I don't even know if I want to understand the context. That sounds abysmal. Desu is the new Fent. Listen, I give the people what they want at the end of the day. Then Demon Time with the 2 saying, I'd like to order the nothing burger with fries. Yeah, that was a 17-minute long, absolutely nothing burger. Okay, nothing. Then we're going to need some 07s in the chat for C, Justice. With the 50 saying, the funniest part about the Deme drama was unfortunately Asmund catching an L, calling Deme's IRL body a S tier when I've seen her complaining about how eating healthy and meal prep is hard. Asmund must be becoming a Jamaican. I will say this. I agree with his take that people are saying she's, atrocious. I don't agree with that at all, right? But Asmongold is getting eaten alive by his own audience for that take, and I just think that's pretty funny. And, yeah. But 07s, thank you very much for the big 50. It was just another little notch in this drama. Didn't expect Asmongold, but the person also posting that was pretty unhinged, but that's a whole nother story. I think they deleted all their posts.
As they should.
As they should. But we got 5 from Z-Man saying, this entire video was made just to drain your life force. That's how I felt. I was even playing some WoW this morning, and I had it, like a window to the side, because I'm like, I'll just listen. And I was like, what am I listening to? Just going in circles. But, yeah. Oh, I could go way more than 1K, but that was my personal limit for this vote. Yeah, very understandable, Manachon. You've done way more than enough. I think you have secured it. We'll do another tally shortly, but I think it's secured. Kirain with a 5 saying, okay, if I sent an X link for the meme that fits the Bayonetta meme pretty well. Of course. Yeah, feel free. And we got 5 from Idea Maker saying, just saw your Emsbury video today. That was a lot to take in now knowing the full story. Yeah, she is still private, and I see people really pushing for that. Unfortunately, I feel like Sega's not going to do anything. I feel like they've made their sort of intentions known with how they're doing things. And it's unfortunate. And Sen with the 5 Canadian Buckarooski saying, Metachan said they would push Marin's side to 1K if we keep going on Tatsumaki's. We gotta make them broke. Let's go. Vote Tatsumaki. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we're just trying to make it respectable on Tatsumaki's side. But thank you for the 5. And then we got 5 from Shinji saying, watched Project Hail Mary with a friend yesterday. I cried over a talking rock. 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It was so good. Straub cried many times.
Yeah.
Project Hail Mary actually
Emotional.
wasn't it on one of our streaming services already. I don't know if it was free yet.
I mean, it's definitely like on Prime, but I don't know if you have to pay for
Yeah.
it. But we saw it in theaters. It was really good.
Anyone who wants to vote with my last super chat, go ahead. Okay, Funky is putting it out there.
Putting it out there.
Hey, what's up, Malin? But we are caught up on desupas. And now, let's see. Hopefully this stuff doesn't have to... Yeah, it looks like we're good. Yeah. Okay. We'll get into the Mujin stuff. There we go. It's a jam-packed stream, guys. We got a lot going on. Okay, so I want to give a quick update on the Mujin situation. You may have seen my video going over this earlier today, but I'll give a quick rundown for those who are not familiar. Mujin is crashing out, coping very hard on Twitter, given the backlash directed towards his video about the deme situation that is not going the way he expected. As I talked about previously in this hour-long video, he spends most of it talking about the potential extracurricular activities going on in the deme stream. He basically paints that as the main thing going on, while of course ignoring the hypocrisy of her statement towards chibi reviews. He never talks about her current relationship and the allegations against her current boyfriend, and the fact that in the past she has chastised others for bringing up her low moments, but of course she doesn't extend that empathy towards people like Chibi. Also in his video, he refers to this video made by the internet anarchist that was made about Chibi reviews, and he says the 6,700 dislikes were a result of brigading by his community, of course ignoring the fact that the uploader is a proven plagiarist, and also his video is beyond cringe and just bad. That's why it has a lot of dislikes. But people were pointing that out in the replies of Mujin's video, saying internet anarchist is not a reliable source. And, well, Mujin would heart a reply saying what source. Mujin is just talking about how the internet anarchist covered Chibi in the past to give background context. Well, that's the problem, right? It's not just background context. He's saying that the dislikes were because of brigading from his community. And I would guess that Mujin thinks the 4,700 dislikes on his video is the result of brigading as well, which, by the way, you do the math, this video is sitting at about a 75% like to dislike ratio, which is pretty abysmal. In fact, his Psychono video actually had a better ratio than this, which of course is now deleted. But you can see the comments. He's not talking about the hypocrisy and why people are talking about this. Instead, he made a narrative. Chibi versus deme. And here's just some of the comments on Mujin's video. Public stoning of Chibi reviews when? We don't need dudes like him in this world. The fact that Chibi genuinely believes he deserves to live is crazy. I'm gonna be so real, the second Chibi said he was pro-ice, I stopped feeling sorry for him. I didn't know this Chibi person from a hole in the wall, but if I was his fiance's friends, after seeing this dude, I would side with the fiance too. I'm just gonna leave this here. Chibi Review's life, where his fiance and friends left him, was earned. Don't let him garner your sympathy. I don't care who started it as long as Chibi is dragged through the mud. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that they're just going to go with whatever narrative goes against someone they don't like on the internet, including wishing harm on the dude. But then we have this pinned comment. And this has been a whole situation where a lot of people were making assumptions that turned out to seemingly not be true. And it's confusing because when Mujin made his video, he edited out a portion of the video and made two little notes, beginning with the section he removed and then a reference to not understanding what lolly means. So people put 1 and 2 together and thought he was talking about this, which is not an unreasonable thing to do because we weren't even made aware of what he deleted. He just said a fake tweet. So people thought that he was referring to this tweet from Chibi that was posted by Deme and eventually taken down when she realized it was fake. And, well, it turns out he was referring to this post, which I have pointed out is fake. People were trying to paint Deme in an unfair light, and I said, despite her doing that to Chibi, don't do that in response. Don't stoop to her level. And basically, it all boils down to Chibi asking whether or not this was real, and if it was real, that'd be really bad for her. He never said it was true, but this is, in fact, the unedited portion of the video, so let's give it a listen and see what was going on here.
As this was happening, Chibi would tweet this, saying, "Hold up. Is it true she's deleting tweets to hide evidence now? This all could have been avoided if she didn't double and triple down. My mask off ability is stronger than ever." So here Chibi would be referencing another allegation, the fact that she was deleting posts about her boyfriend's past behavior. In this post, made in October 2025, Demi would say, "It has been brought to my attention that my partner had an incident where he essayed someone close to me. He's changed since then, and he's gone to therapy. I know this sounds bad, but people aren't defined by their past, people can grow." Chibi would have something to say about this. "This all started with me calling her out for hypocrisy. If this is true and she's deleting these tweets, it's nuclear level bad and a big yikes. I actually am concerned she has Stockholm Syndrome at this point. This is..."
All he's basically saying is, if it was true, that would be really bad. That's all. Which is, I mean, yeah, if it was a real tweet, that would be really bad, but he never confirmed it.
Horrifying. As this was going on, he would do something that he always typically does whenever there's a conflict or drama surrounding him, which is post a screenshot of his stats. As this was happening,
That last part really rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm glad someone caught it, right? He says that, of course, like he always does, when Chibi is in a controversy, he starts posting and flexing his Twitter stats, which is very interesting given the fact that during the Deme situation, she was flexing buying a Rolex shortly after mocking people for farming Twitter engagement and mocking them for being poor. In fact, this is pretty much what Mujin would do when he would quote himself, his original announcement of the video, saying this. There's this really funny narrative going on that I showed a fake tweet from Chibi in this video and then edited out of the upload for damage control. If you actually watch the video, you'd see at 28:26, the fake tweet is still there, and in the video, I go through the trouble of explaining that it's false. What I did edit out was a tweet at 49 by Deme that was posted by someone else. It turned out to be fabricated, so I removed it. Multiple people pointed this out. If you want to criticize the video, at least bother to watch it first, which is very funny. It's like, yeah, we did watch the video. You omitted the most crucial context and then tried to repaint the narrative of people just being mad because they thought Deme was sleeping with someone on stream. But he ends this cope session by saying, anyway, thanks for the free marketing, peace sign. Very humble from this guy. But this is nothing new for him, right? In the whole Psychono situation, when he was crashing out on people like Powder for calling out his reliability as a narrator, which is a very relevant thing, he would mock her and end it by saying, as for me, I'll continue making videos that millions of people enjoy. Literally flexing his view count. Now, Mujin brought this up. He brought up his view count, so I think it's fair to talk about. So you can see his videos from a few months ago. I'll just read the numbers. 2 million, 2.3 million, 1.4 million, 3.6 million, 1.6 million, 1.1 million, just short of a million, 1.2 million, 2 million. And then right here, in between these two videos, he released the Psychono video, which he would eventually delete. Then, this is the view count of recent videos. 500,000, 400,000, 300,000, 300,000, 300,000. Which obviously is still great views. No one in their right mind would say those are bad views. But I think it's kind of poetic that this guy flexed getting millions of views And literally, the moment he said that, his viewership dropped by an average of about 75%. That is poetic, ladies and gentlemen. Humble thyself. Okay, that's something I talked about in yesterday's video with a different situation. People really need to humble themselves. The second you start flexing stuff like view counts, you open yourself up to people analyzing that. And I think it's no coincidence after the Psychono fiasco and his coverage of that, he saw a big dip. Okay? And again, with that situation, I find it also interesting that in one of his posts, he said, "Instead, I can only wish them the best, and I hope that his ex, who was cheated on for over 5 years, can find the peace that she deserves." Ah, yes. The victim of cheating there deserves to find peace, but when it comes to Chibi, that's a different story because, well, he is who he is. But going back to the pinned comment here where he was trying to clarify things, people are questioning whether he's a reliable narrator. That's why people are jumping to assumptions, because he's proven himself to be unreliable. In fact, he has edited out portions of videos very recently as well. If people go back to the Psychono situation where he took this terrible Google Doc riddled with contradictions, labeling Psychono as a dangerous predator, which he repeated in his video, which was then edited out of the video. Okay? It happened multiple times. Even Deme dragged him, which I think is the funny connection here. Deme would drag him, basically saying, careful with those accusations. You know what you're saying, right? But going back to this, the reliability as a narrator, how do you leave in fake stuff over and over again? Especially for a guy who doesn't upload daily. He uploads once every week, 2 weeks. Like, you can't review these glaring issues. If you're looking at the timeline events, you would know what's clearly fake and what's not. And he has a history of bragging about being so quick with his videos, which, you know, maybe he shouldn't have been so quick this time because the fake tweet that he had to edit out was something that was discovered as fake days ago, like around 4 days ago. So no excuse there. And people aren't buying it, quoting his latest post, saying this drama is a week old and this dude still put a fake info in on accident. Maybe if you weren't such an unreliable narrator, you wouldn't have to keep making these edits after the fact. And careful with the image of powder, you might scare Mujin here. He is still reeling from the criticism she made towards him as being an unreliable narrator. But also, people have eyes. They can see some of his chat logs in Deme's stream, even saying, "our favorite streamer," referring to her. And ultimately, the narrative here seems to be a biased one. I feel like, as a person who shares his opinion, I feel like it was a biased video. And there's a clear slant to it. There's a clear omission of important details. And that's what we ended up with. And he's definitely not very happy about the backlash. I don't think he handles criticism well at all. And as we've seen, they typically resort to just flexing numbers and thanking people for free engagement. Insane, ladies and gentlemen. But that, I hope that's the end of anything regarding that stuff. It's been a lot, okay? But let's catch up on the supers and take a tally. I don't really know if I have time to do the Anita Sarkeesian video. Do you know when the stuff's gonna get here?
In like 10 minutes.
We might have to save that for the next stream, which will be relevant then, but let's just see here. Let's catch up on the supers. 18 wheels and a drone with 2 saying Shinji Tatsumaki. There we go. 2 more for Tatsumaki. And then Team Time with the 5 saying, by the way, did you see the announcement of that Netflix anime about lollies doing drugs in the hood? Not joking. Twitter already hates it, so it must be good. I very, very, very briefly saw a post about that. I gotta look more into that. That sounds literally insane. But yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. I will look more into that. And then we got 5 from Freeman's Mind Enjoyer, saying, out of curiosity, did you watch Mujin's video in its entirety? I watched it, and it did not read like a hit piece. Well, of course, that's your opinion. I don't think it was necessarily a hit piece more than just omitting information. I did watch the whole video after it was edited, of course, but in my opinion, he left out pretty much all the context about the hypocrisy, and that was the main issue. And I think a lot of the people in his audience already didn't like Chibi, so it just kind of fed into... I mean, you can see the comments. They say, I don't even care what she said. I just don't like him. Therefore, everything that happened, justified. Right? But yeah, let's get a possibly final tally here. It was all for Tatsumaki in the last little segment here. Let's add them up. Okay. That is now 275.75. They closed the gap, ladies and gentlemen. It is within more than half. That's right. I will give the Tatsumaki enthusiasts one more minute. One more minute, then we're going to close the tally for now. Like I said, we'll watch the Anita Sarkeesian video on Monday. Our food's going to be here. We're going to run out of time. But that will be just as relevant on that day as it is today. So we'll enjoy it on Monday. Because it was a jam-packed stream. We're at 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to pass out. It's so hot.
It is hot in here. It gets hot. Especially when the computer's running. Yeah, salutes to Madi-chan for carrying Marin Kitagawa. She is smiling upon you for that. She noticed, obviously. She just emailed me. She said, I see you.
Is there caffeine in this?
Should say on there. She's stealing my drinks.
I bought you everything in this fridge.
Probably.
Including the fridge itself.
Also true. Alright, guys. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done! Everyone! Round of applause, lizards, 07s, whatever you gotta throw in there for Marin Kitagawa securing the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a bloodbath. Gyaru's forever. Apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute Marin sweep. It's fitting that I watch a Rev stream and hear thunder. It's the impact I'm having. Yo, and let me switch over here. Kirain with a 2 saying, Freeren's opponent has been felled. It's true. Well, next week, it looks like Marin is going to be the next one to do a showdown. And I kind of like the Nico Yazawa idea. That's kind of funny. Or possibly something else, if relevant, of course. Yeah, we got 5 from Sen saying, for $1 in memory of Tatsumaki. You know what? She gave a good fight. I'm not going to lie. I'm not too surprised by the result, but I thought it was going to be a blowout. I predicted it was going to be a blowout. And that's what happened. But pour went out for the homie. And 18 wheels on a drone with the 2 saying, that's Mei Kinosaki. Thank you very much. Also, I forgot, guys, the super chat goal. the super chat goal that we hit like 2 hours ago. We are confirmed. It is confirmed. We are doing a birthday drop with Ooh Market. We're going to have the, what do you call it? The acid wash t-shirt, just like Straub had for her recent campaign. We're going to have some other items. I don't want to give it away. But it's going to be a full drop. A full gambit of things for you guys to enjoy. And when I have some previews, I will give it to you. But right now we're in like the planning stage, but it is definitely coming. And Ooh Market always delivers with the heat. So it's going to be a great birthday drop. That's coming up in basically a month. Not sure when we're going to actually drop it, but I'll let you guys know all of the details when I got it. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we are all caught up. All the supers are read. All the noties. All the topics except for one, but we'll cover that on Monday. And yeah, 2+ hour stream. I call that a W, folks. I call that a W. But I think that's going to do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for having so much involvement, so much chatter, so much support. It's all very appreciated. Hope you had a good time. Always love a Saturday Showdown. It's a very fun event. We will keep doing that. And thank you, and we'll be back streaming on Monday. Can we get a lizard shirt? Maybe. Guys, the lizard thing is really popping off. We might have to incorporate it. But thank you so much for hanging out today. Thank you for the supers. Thank you for the memberships, the gifted memberships, and most importantly, for just hanging out. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or nights. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and peace. Oots.